Right, so it's something new today. Usually when I sit down and do these sort of videos, it's quite comedy and I make it quite funny. Today I'm doing straight direct to the point. If you do enjoy this video, please leave a like and tell me. Shout out to Fresh Ducks, his channel link will be in the description. Also go follow my Instagram, that will be in the description.
Easy come, easy go.
Right, so with Bristol City managing to beat Middlesbrough, climbing back into the top 6, it makes this weekend's games very interesting. So I'm here to talk about them. Norwich versus QPR. For me, there's only one winner here, that is being top of the league Norwich. They haven't lost in 7 games. QPR coming to Carrow Road, they haven't won in 5. Obviously, Norwich are on fire, they're doing really well in the league. You know, QPR have to deal with the likes of Obo Hernandez, Thibaut Pukki, Carrow Road, who's going to be singing in fine voice because they believe they can win the league, and so can I. And I just can't see Queen's Park Rangers beating them. I'm going to say 3-0 Norwich. Bolton versus Ipswich Town. This game is actually being played behind closed doors because of the fans, which is actually quite funny. It's a massive game for Bolton. Ipswich are basically already relegated. If Bolton want a chance of staying up, they have to win this game. It is a chance that they could win because obviously Ipswich haven't won in 12 games.
What? What the fuck?
That's a long time since they've won, and Bolton have a massive chance to win. Birmingham City versus Leeds United. I think if Birmingham City do manage to get the dirty double over Leeds United, obviously they beat Leeds for their first league win this season. But I think if they do win at St Andrews, I believe that they will stay up. Obviously, they're not looking like one of the teams to go down, but they are still in there, obviously, with them having point deductions. So I think if they win, they will be staying up. But they are on a bad run of form, you know, they haven't won since Bristol City, which was 5 games ago, so they haven't won in 5 games. Obviously, Leeds have to win. Sheffield United are right on their tail in the league for automatic promotions. I still think Leeds will win 2-1. I think Shea Adams will score for the Blues and probably Clinch or someone for Leeds United. Blackburn versus Stoke City. This game, 16th versus 15th. Both teams have nothing to play for this season. Neither are going in the playoffs and neither are going down. There's not too much to say about this game. It doesn't really affect anyone in this season. I think it's going to be 1-1. Stoke need to watch out for Bradley Dack. He scored when Blackburn beat Stoke 3-2 in September. I think it's going to be 1-1, as I said. I think Graham will score for Blackburn and I think Bojan will score for Stoke. Brentford versus Derby County. Obviously, Derby look like the more likely team to win this, but I do think Brentford will give Derby a show. Obviously, Brentford have got the likes of Neo Mope, Ollie Watkins, Bernard, I think that's how you say it. Obviously, now also Derby aren't in the playoffs, they're just outside 7th, behind my team, Aston Villa. So if they do win and other results go their way, they could bounce back into the playoffs. Although I do think that Brentford will give Derby a show and shock Derby, and I think it's going to be 1-1. Phil Murphy to score for the Bees and Martin Waghorn to score for the Rams. Bristol City versus Wigan Athletic. This is a massive game for everybody around the playoffs because Bristol and Derby do have a game in hand in front of everyone in the playoffs and around the mix. Aston Villa have got to play Bristol in 2 weeks, which is a huge game. And if Bristol lose any games this season, that's massive for everyone and not very good for them. This weekend they are playing Wigan Athletic, who have only won 1 in their last 5 games. So I do think Bristol City will win, and I think it's going to be 3-1. Hull City versus Reading. 12th place Hull, mid-table, nothing to play for. I played 19th place Reading, 4 points from relegation Reading are. Recently they've had some good form, you know, they'd beat Preston, Wigan, Ipswich, drew with Stoke, and I think that sort of form is going to help them stay up. Obviously it goes without saying Reading need to look out for Jaron Bowen, Hull's best player this season. I think it's going to be 2-2, even though there is quite a gap between the two teams. I do think with Reading's form, I do think they'll go on and they will get a couple goals at the cake on. Millwall versus West Brom. Millwall have been one of those teams this season who have been inconsistent throughout the whole season. They're 21st, only 1 point from the relegation zone, just above the Rotherham. They play a good West Brom side. Since second Darren Moore, they've won 3 in a row. I think it's going to be quite easy for the Baggies. Yes, it's away at the Den where people say it's hard to go to, but Millwall aren't doing too well at the minute, so I think it's going to be 3-1 to West Brom. Preston North End versus Sheffield United. This game is going to be very interesting because obviously high-flying Sheffield United sit 3rd in the league. Before they lost at the weekend, they were on an absolute run. They're up against a very good Preston side. Before they lost to Reading last weekend, Preston had won 12 games in a row. 12 games. They sit 10th in the league, only 3 points from Aston Villa, edge of the playoffs. And I do think this game is going to be very interesting. I think it's going to be 2-2. And to be honest, I think Preston striker Sean Maguire could nick one in the last minute like he did against Birmingham City. Sheffield Wednesday versus Aston Villa. Right, finally, onto my team, Aston Villa. Sheffield Wednesday in the league haven't lost in 12 games. We haven't lost in 6 games since Jack Grealish has been back. Both teams are looking to get into the playoffs, especially Villa, who are already in there. I think Sheffield Wednesday are about 11th. Obviously, we need to look out for Adam Reach, George Boyd and Hooper up front. I've been told by a few Wednesday fans that they're feeling confident. And also, obviously, Sheffield Wednesday manager, old Villa manager, Steve Bruce. All us Villa fans will be wanting to beat him. Maybe we'll even throw another cabbage at him. But yeah, I think it's going to be 2-1 to the Villa. Tammy Abraham, Jack Grealish to score, and I will be going and I will be vlogging. Rotherham versus Nottingham Forest. If Nottingham Forest want to have a chance at the playoffs, they must beat Rotherham away. Rotherham battling for relegation, you know, they're in the relegation zone. I still think Rotherham have a big chance of staying up. You know, Millwall looking likely to go down if anyone does apart from Rotherham. Nottingham Forest's danger man is obviously Lewis Grabban up front, Jack Colbert in the middle. But Forest do have quite a few good players, and I don't think Rotherham are going to handle it, so I think it's going to be a 2-0 Forest. Obviously, Rotherham have just come back from losing 6-1 to Derby. Absolute smashing there, so that I don't think they'll have much confidence. So that is the end of the video. Remember to go follow my Instagram, link in the description. Also go subscribe to the link in the description. This is a bit of a different video I did today. Quite direct, straight to the point, as I said in my intro. Let me know what you guys think will happen. Yeah, see you in the next video. Sheffield Wednesday away.